Hi, friends! I've been reading a lot this summer and I wanted to share my July reads with you. They all have fairy tales as part of their stories, so if you enjoy fairy tales and fantasy and action, you will love these books. These titles are also all available on eLibrary, NJ, and Hoopla. So the first book I'm going to talk about is The School for Good and Evil. This year, best friends Sophie and Agatha discover where lost children go. The School for Good and Evil, where boys and girls are trained to be fairy tale heroes and villains. As the most beautiful girl in the village and the most devoted to good deeds, Sophie knows she'll earn top marks at the School for Good and join the ranks of past students like Cinderella, Rapunzel, and Snow White. Meanwhile, Agatha, with her shapeless black frocks and wicked black cat, seems a natural fit for the School for Evil. The two girls soon find their fortunes reversed. Sophie ends up in the School for Evil to take uglification, death curses, and henchman training, while Agatha finds herself in the School for Good, thrust among handsome princes and fair maiden for classes in princess etiquette and animal communication. But what if the mistake is actually the first clue to discovering who Sophie and Agatha really are? This book is so amazing, friends. The final book was just released, so I really wanted to reread this series. I loved this series from start to finish. If you like fairy tales and thrilling adventures, this is the perfect series for you. So this is The School for Good and Evil. The next book I'm going to recommend, friends, is one of my absolute favorites, and I'm so excited to share it today. The Land of Stories, The Wishing Spell. When Alex and Connor Bailey's grandmother gives them a treasured fairy tale book, they leave their world behind and enter the Land of Stories, where fairy tales are real. But after a series of encounters with witches, goblins, and trolls alike, getting back home is going to be harder than they thought. Like I said, friends, this is one of my favorite series. I love how the series combines our modern world with an amazing fairy tale realm. The action is nonstop from start to finish. Such an exciting book, friends. I highly recommend the Land of Stories series. The next book I'm going to recommend, friends, is The Sisters Grimm, The Fairy Tale Detectives. Orphan sisters Sabrina and Daphne are sent to live with their newly discovered grandma in the strange town of Fairyport Landing. They soon learn a family secret. They are descendants of the famous Brothers Grimm, who wrote a book of fairy tales that actually turns out to be a history book. When a giant goes on a rampage through town, it's up to the Sisters Grimm to stop him and solve the mystery of who set the giant loose in the first place. This series is so much fun, friends. If you like fairy tale characters and fairy tales, this book will be right up your alley. Full of action and adventure and fairy tale characters, this series is so imaginative and so fun. I highly recommend The Sisters Grimm. So these are just 3 of the books that I read this July. I hope you enjoy these books, friends, and I'll see you again in August for my August picks. Bye, friends!